I'd like to call this a creative talk on religious freedom. Let's talk choice. Let's talk freedom of choice, and let's talk religious freedom that inspires expansive thought and action, rather than religious freedom that limits and restricts and therefore does not demonstrate what I'd call freedom for all. I have a dear friend who has Down syndrome. She's going to be closing in on 60, I would imagine, in a year now. Her parents are some of the most beloved and sainted people I've probably ever known. Usually when their names are brought up among my friends and colleagues around me, it's met with various acclamations of, oh my gosh, they're amazing saints. That label is one that covers every aspect of their lives. And I find them to be truly saints because they honor life and they honor choice. And they honor difference of opinion and they honor personal responsibility. For years when they were much younger, they told me that they'd volunteer to talk with expecting parents who had just been told that this child that they were longing to have was going to be born with Down syndrome. Now, remember, we're talking very religious folks here. These are every week, church-going, Sunday school teaching, graciously benevolent, religious folks. Right now, you may be thinking that they're out at these meetings talking to these people who were at a crisis point in their life together in order to convince the couples to see through the pregnancy and deliver their expected child. Well, yes and no. They were there, and this is what's really important, they were there to be truth tellers. They were there to serve, not coerce the couples. They realized that as a faithful couple, they had to address concerns of real life, the down-to-earth life of every day, vulnerable, gotta make life-changing decisions life. So they told their story of their beloved daughter. They let me know that they were very frank and they didn't hold anything back. They spoke of how she was a shining light in the lives of the members of their congregation, always shining with love and innocence and vibrancy. They also spoke of the everyday and endless frustrations that arise as they face the challenges of ordinary family life, along with the challenges of raising a child with Down syndrome. They spoke of the fears they had if something would happen to them, the advanced planning for care for them and for their daughter. They made sure each couple heard the fullness of their story. They made sure they listened to each couple's concern as expected parents. They were available to address themselves to concerns of faith and the various voices within religious groups that are always trying to tell people what they must and must not do. And yet, when couples would ask my friends what they thought they should do at this time in their pregnancy, these saints were firm in laying out that there were no shoulds. My friends are bright, educated, faithful, responsible people who would and could and did enunciate the support these couples would have if they chose to deliver, and the support that they would receive if they chose to abort. They honored the fullness of life that comes in the midst of hard decisions, no assurances, intense emotions, and a world that often sends the message that you are damned if you do and damned if you don't. These friends were uniquely different. They live within a faithfulness that does not need to damn anyone for what they did or did not do. They were concerned with life. Yes, life. Life committed to responsible dialogue, scientific research, and the well-being of all. Respect for actions and choices of others. The notion of peace, shalom. Even as we wade through the long and muddy roads all of us must travel, and some try to ignore or even deny. Religious freedom allows for choice, demands choice. Religious freedom is not a book of laws that must be followed. It is a book of stories, stories of how stuff happens. And we are called beloved no matter how we choose to carry on. For at that point, we need not be afraid to face the streams of life that come at us, and to also understand that we are free to choose, and to stumble, and to celebrate, and to grieve, and to turn around and to change our minds. No group should be able to legislate how we do that.